Right, it's been a while. We've finished the renovations on my daughter's house, so we can get back into doing some videos. I've neglected the garden, but nevertheless we're going to do a quick walk round, garden tour if you like, see what's going on. I have had a bit of time since finishing the renovations to do a couple of jobs in the garden which I've been meaning to do to finish it up before the summer season. This is the end of May. This video may not come out right at the end of May. It may be early June. Depends when I get a chance to do it. Let's get stuck in. So I've got a raised bed here which had a lot of ferns and stuff in, which really struggled. It is in shade at the minute, but it gets a lot of sun. This is sort of fairly early morning, about 8:30 in the morning. So we took the ferns out and we put a couple of palms in. So we've got a Camops humus, which I dug out the garden further up, and a Trachycarpus fortunei, which I just had in a pot for many years, needed to go in the ground. So that's that. So coming along here, I've got this area sort of to the side of the conservatory, which I never really had. I had a bench and sort of used it as a working area, but I was going to make it into another raised bed because I did have last year some bamboo in a raised container which broke out and got everywhere. So we've removed that, went against the raised bed, and we're just going to have a potted display here. So we've got white bird of paradise, another Trachycarpus in a pot, and just loads of potted plants, just to fill it out for now. And this side, I mean, I do normally sell a few plants in the spring, and it's now sort of early summer really. I haven't got round to advertising these yet, but I'll be putting these on Facebook Marketplace very soon. Cannas, bananas, you know, the usual sort of thing. I'll do a separate look at the hothouse another day. I sort of finished working in there with the raised borders. As usual, I've got a sort of a messy area here, which is where I've been working, but everything's looking pretty good other than the mess. Excuse me. So the tree ferns in the raised planters, they're on drip, so they're well watered, and the green foliage from last year is fine, but then we've got all the flush of the new leaves, and that's looking really good. Big dead bamboo there. There's a little couple of bits of green in it, so I'm hoping that's going to come back. I'll do a separate video looking at this new raised bed I've done. This is where my DIY greenhouse used to be. So that's all finished now and planted up. Yeah, I'll do a dedicated video to that, and we'll talk through the plants that are in there and look at that. But that just sort of opens up the garden now to, as you enter the back garden, as it were, from the side entrance. That's the sort of first thing you see. Again, this side of the garden is normally full sun. It's just very early in the morning, so it happens to be in shade at the moment. But yeah, that's the arid section there. So had a bit of a disaster. The Mexican lily, the flower got so tall it snapped. I don't know if that is the wind or whether that is a cat trying to jump over the fence or something, but yeah, a bit annoyed about that, because you wait 4 years for a plant to come into flower, and we've lost half of it, but there you go. Yeah, other than that, yeah, everything's looking pretty good. The Brahera Marta there is looking really good. That's been there for 3 years now, and yeah, easily, well, I'd say pretty much easily doubled in size. That is a lot bigger than it was. Again, with this agave here, the Americana variegata, yeah, that's grown quite fast as well. So the front of this raised bed here. It's looking a bit messy, and in the past I've had dahlias, cannas and sort of elephant ears, but I've got a type of Carex, this grass here, which is just smothered everything, so I'm going to have to take that out and have a reset on that. But I think that'll wait till next spring. I'll just rip everything out along here and restart. That's just looking a bit of a mess, overgrown mess at the moment. Anyway, so this side we've got what I call my rehab area, so next to the hothouse. Just plants that I've bought and didn't know what to do with, or plants that have been damaged over winter and I didn't really want in the main garden. So yeah, just all potted plants along here which need a bit of attention or sorting out. Right, so moving along again, we've got some potted plants here. We've got the big Cycas revoluta sago palm that's been out all winter, looking really good. We've got the flamethrower palm here, which I don't know, the spear is that's going to be a couple of months from opening up. They're quite slow outside in our climate, but yeah, that's doing well. Got a queen palm here. This is the Santa Catarina mountain form, again outside all winter in a pot, absolutely fine. So at the back here we've got quite a lot of the Spanish reed, a lot of new canes coming through, looking really nice. I didn't cut down the old canes, so they're still right up there flushing out again, but don't look nowhere near as nice as the new ones, with a nice variegation on that. Yeah, everything's doing fine here. The bindweed's doing a bit too well. I just haven't had a chance to keep up with it, so that's frustrating, but I will go through and clear it all up at some point. Again, so this is what I class as a sunny border, but due to the early morning nature of the sun, it is in shade at the moment. So even though this is a sunny border and the other side's the shady border, that'll be opposite at the moment because, as I say, very early in the morning. So most things are doing pretty good. So the Waggy, Trichocarpus wagneranus, first time flowering, nothing major. It's a female, and I've got a couple of other Trichocarpus that are flowering and they're all female as well, so we're not going to get any pollination from that, unfortunately. Maybe next year a couple of my smaller ones will flower and I can get some seeds then, but hey ho. Right, Trichocarpus nova, doing really well. Did have a load of bindweed over it. I did snap off lower down, so that's now dying off. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had time to water. We did have some rain last weekend, pretty much for 2 days solid, sort of on off, nothing torrential though, just sort of drizzling all day. So you know, I'll take anything we can get, but still very dry, so everything is struggling. But in general, stuff's doing okay. So yeah, nothing really to report other than the standard stuff. Booty is doing well. The grapevine doing a bit too well. That's taken over, so I'm going to have to thin that out because that's really coming over and sort of drowning everything else out. Yeah, the grapevine and the passion flower really taking over as usual. So we've got the Bootiagris aerospatha here, which, even though it's already getting drowned out, is still opened one new leaf this year, and it's got another spear here, so that's doing okay. I just need to again thin that out. The Persicaria red dragon, I think I've had a cat or something go in there and knocked all this over and broke it all, so I'm going to have to cut all that back because this is leaning over a lot of other plants here which I need to open up. Still got a few gaps, so I haven't had a chance to put any sort of, or any of the tender tropicals out, or summer bedding as such. But yeah, that'll be for another day. So the Washingtonia robusta done okay over winter. This was a leaf which was sort of half opened over winter, and as you can see it's got a little bit of damage in places, but the newer leaves are looking really good, and it's pushing several of them really big leaves on that. Again, the grapevine is sort of coming over this way. I normally sort of terminate it here and cut everything back, because it's already started to go towards the pond, and I've just put out some potted colocasia, so I don't want the grapevine wrapping around that and restricting that. So we'll have a look at the colocasia we've got out at the moment. I will note that this is Colocasia esculenta, which has been in the ground all winter and still surviving and growing well. Got some weeds that need to come out, but we've got a little black magic in the waterfall there. We have a coal miner, which is looking pretty good. We've got some white lava there as well, open up a new leaf, and we've got a redemption there, so that's all in the waterfall, so water constantly running over or under the pot, aerated, nutrient rich water from the fish waste in the pond, so that's filtering my pond and also growing nice plants. Yeah, this is the other Queen Palmer Santa Caterina. Done pretty good over winter. It's got a little bit of brown spotting on some of the leaves, but I'm sure the new foliage will look good. I mean, other than that, didn't really take any winter damage. That's sort of what you'd expect to see on your Camrops humus. That gets that quite a bit as well. Yeah, the light's not doing it any favours. It's looking really yellowy on my viewfinder, but it's pretty good green actually in real life. Pond's doing fine. I keep having to thin out all the oxygenating weed and water lilies in there. And then we've got the pink china, which again has been sitting in this filter tub all winter and growing well. I just, at the corner of my eye, see, I don't know if we can pick that up. Probably not. There's a little frog by that pot. He just grabbed a fly or something. Anyway, yeah, so again we've got some oleander at the back there. Big Phoenix canariensis. Always looks good. The flower spike on that is looking like that, so that's the first year's flowered for me. Yes, looking good. Got this dodgy old tiki bar here. This is not staying. I'm going to fob it off of my daughter. We bought that on a whim, ridiculously cheap, and realised we never knew where to put it. I tried it in various places on the deck and outside the summer house. Didn't really work there. Certainly doesn't work there. I mean, the idea was we've got the little bar here to sit and look down a garden, and that is a nice view, but I don't like the fact that blocks the view to this corner. So yeah, we'll be getting rid of that and open up this corner again. Yeah, so everything's looking good here. My biggest Trachycarpus fortunei, which I'd say the trunk is probably about, I don't know, 9 foot. It's flowering well. Everything's doing well here. Sum and Substance hosta is one of the few that hasn't been totally eaten by slugs. Most of them have. Yeah, all the faxies have been flushing out quite nicely, even the small ones. Chamaedorea radicalis think I mentioned it in a video before, it is started to flower, but I think it's only one of the plants was flowering, so I don't think we're going to get any pollination on that either. Brassioopsis fatsoides, so that's one I bought last year, that's gone on the ground. That actually gets quite a decent amount of sun at the front of this border here. So yeah, that's all looking okay. Obviously we've got a nice backdrop of trees here. So looking back, we've got the Bootia odorata from Seagrave's nursery, and another cycad there. Sago palm, that is again been out all winter, just on the coldest nights, a fleece bag along with the Bootia there, and absolutely fine. So coming round, we've got the big Acer in front of the summer house to stop that getting too hot in the summer. So we've got the big standard queen palm here, which yeah, looked a bit yellowy after winter, so hopefully that will green and perk up. Obviously the big cord lines there all in full flower now, with the nice jasmine scent to them. So as you walk up the garden towards these, you really get a good whiff of them, and the bees are really loving that. They're all over it. Yeah, so last year we had the standard Dicksonia antarctica tree fern between the two cord line trunks, and I've moved that further down, and we put the black tree fern in, the Cyathea medullaris. That's doing really well, even though when I first put it out we snapped 2 fronds with the wind. That has pushed out 2 fronds already this year. So this is the first one I put out, which is fairly small, but this one is really quite impressive, really furry petioles, and yeah, another frond are coming, so yeah, that's looking good. Another fatsia at the back here, the variegated type, and that is put on a really big flush, looking good. And then we've got the big leaf rhododendron there, which hasn't actually flushed out anything this year. I think it's just because it's been so dry. One I often overlook is the Pseudopanix ferox. So this is one I bought a couple of years ago, as probably about a foot tall, so it's probably just over 4 foot now, and it's got a new little flush of growth there. So yes, unusual looking thing. Right, so coming round here, like I say, this would normally be the what I call a shade border, but again, time of day, sun. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that there, but there's so many bees all over them flowers. They're absolutely loving them at the minute. We've got a small cherry tree at the back here, and it's absolutely full of cherries already. Not quite ripe yet, but looking good. Got another Trachycarpus fortunei there, which is quite a nice one. It's got quite a blue back to that, so that's looking quite nice. So again, a lot of stuff in here could do with thinning out. There's a lot of bindweed again, causing me problems. Schefflera Taiwaniana there, flushing out some new growth. We've got the golden bamboo there, that is in a pot, half sunk into the ground. A couple of big new canes coming on that. Yeah, Tetrapanix. This was a slow starter. Quite a skinny trunk, but leaves are starting to go now. Supposed to be a Rex. They are quite deeply cut, so could be. But yeah, still quite small at the moment. Yeah, we've always had lots of hostas in the borders. Some are done reasonably well. We've got some different types of sort of green on green variegation on them. But as you'll see a bit further along, some of them, the hostas have actually been smashed by slugs. Yeah, Pseudopanix Moa's toes. This is another one that's really grown a lot faster than I thought it would. So again, this was bought a couple of years ago as maybe pushing 3 foot, well over 6 foot now. And yeah, really sort of branching off as well, looking good. Standard Fatsia, new flush, looking really good. Another little Trachycarpus fortunei there, which I don't know if you can see there, quite a blue back on that as well. So there's a lot of variation in the standard Trachycarpus, and everyone, you know, sort of go mad for the hybrids and the Princeps hybrids because of the blue backs. But in general, a lot of standard, you know, so much variation. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, another Bootia odorata there. So I tend to lean into the fact this is a stricter, as in straighter leaves, because all my other Bootias are really tightly recurved. This one is just got a sort of a gentle arch on it, and yeah, I really like this one. I seem to have wider leaflets as well, and that's a really good looking palm, that one. Good colour to it, nice blue. Right, so again, a few weeds coming up. That is the blue mammoth, which was late to come up, and when it did come up, there's literally nothing left of it. Slugs absolutely love that one. The T-Rex, Hosta T-Rex, looking alright for a while, but again, quite a thin leaf, and the slugs and snails are just smashed out to pieces as well. Look at the mess. It's a shame, because that actually the biggest I ever got this year. There you go. So another variegated Fatsia there, and another lovely big flush on that. Yeah, so we've got again just various rhododendrons and ferns and whatever. The bear's britches, which is looking okay at the minute. It's parted right at the back there, just flopped forward to get the light. Yeah, so coming around here, we've got quite a nice Fatsia here. Fatsia, what we're saying? Quite a nice. I was still looking at the Fatsia over there. Yeah, so we've got a nice Acer here. This is like a really feathery leaf one, quite delicate looking, but yeah, quite nice. They're starting to fill out now. Obviously, we've got a lot of the annuals coming up, herbaceous stuff, and obviously we've got the Pedicites palmatum, or palmata, I can't remember which one it is, but basically palm shaped leaves, gold spot form, and that's looking really good, filling out the whole area underneath the tree ferns there. Yeah, I really like this one. A lot of people give these a wide berth because they spread so much, but they're so easy just to pull out. You can contain them, no problem whatsoever. So we've got the tree ferns here. We've got the one that's been here for, I don't know, 4-5 years. Absolutely fine, really good flush. And then we've got the one that we moved from the bottom of the garden down there between the two cord lines. Behind it, that is a 5-foot trunk, and that was pure green when I moved it. And then obviously a lot of the leaves did die off because a lot of the roots have been cut, but since then that's flushed out quite nicely. So better than I thought it would, to be fair. Let's have a quick look. Little wildlife pond. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but it's full of frogs sitting around there. Yeah, so this is the one that's recently transplanted. Let's say some of the old fronds from last year, again still green, and then we had this sort of mid section which all died off pretty much after I moved it. But then we've got the nice zingy new foliage there, looking really good, so I'm pleased with that. I have got that on a drip timer along with the hothouse, so that gets watered for 1 minute every hour, 24 hours a day, so the tree ferns do as well, and they're really appreciating that. A lot of sort of mid-level ferns here as well, doing really well actually. A few different types there, a few sort of more boggy plants as well underneath, filling out. Little tiny tree fern here which I got reduced a couple of years back. That's been doing well. That's took no winter damage. Make this squeeze out of here. So really that is about it. So again, from when I walk up from the house, from the if you like the long border, which is sort of broken up into different beds and areas, so that sort of continues the whole length of the garden, and then yeah, so I get to this point of the garden where we've got a bit of a pinch point from the hothouse to the seating area here, and yeah, so this is the second half of the garden, but this is my favourite part of the garden. So yeah, just to walk down here and just take in all the palms. And again, I've mentioned this before, but you know, everyone say, oh, it's nice to walk through the garden, have a journey and go around twist and twiny paths, this, that and the other. Yeah, that is brilliant. The journey for me is the plants. So if I walk around any garden, yeah, it's nice to sort of, oh, what's behind this corner or whatever, I'm still going to be looking at the plants. I'm not, yeah, it's nice to have a coherent garden that looks good as a whole, but for me it's always going to be the plants. It's always the big specimen palms and the unusual plants, and just the standard plants as well. I mean, I absolutely love this Persicaria. I've got it in several clumps all over the garden. Not every plant has got to be rare and expensive. You can pick these up for dirt cheap, and they really are a good, interesting plant which will give you contrast. Yeah, so going back to the point, the journey in my garden is the plants. There's no destination. That's just walking around, enjoying the plants, and that's what I like, just watching the plants grow, and to walk down here and just take in all the different plants and palms. Right, so we'll leave it there. What I'm going to try and do is do some more specific videos rather than just general ones. So I'll do a few updates. I've had a few requests on some of the Cyathea cooperi tree ferns, and like I say, I will do a separate video on the new raised bed and see what we've planted in there. Yeah, so we'll leave it there for now, and thanks for watching, and let me know what you've been up to, what's really been a success for you this spring, even though it's been so dry, and what's, you know, maybe something you've been disappointed with, anything like that. I mean, I've had plenty of problems, and lack of time being the main one, but just lack of water obviously being, I'm not going to keep going on about it. We've all had a pretty dry spring, and I can't whinge about it. I mean, it's been sunny, it's been warm, and yeah, so comment below, let me know what you think. If there's anything specific, any videos you want me to, any plants you want me to cover in depth or look at, any palms, anything, you know, I'm quite open to doing specific videos, nice quick short videos on specific plants. And we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.